I had to review this one. Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the most anticipated movies of 2020. I just saw it on Valentine's Day, and this movie was awesome. I honestly thought this would be like one of those generic movies where they take cartoons and put them in the real world like Smurfs or Space Jams, but honestly, it was way better. The film isn't perfect, but it was way better than I expected it to be. And it's filled with lots of entertainment, lots of fun, and lots of surprise cameos. And the fact that the studio was so dedicated to this movie, that's what made me want to see it in the first place. You can see the dedication all throughout the film, from the redesign of Sonic himself, to the overall story, to the music. I love the music. Speed Me Up is probably my new favorite song. It belongs in a Sonic game. The games always seem to have great music, but Speed Me Up by Wiz Khalifa, that needs to be in a game. It's one of those things that you didn't know you needed until you saw it. And Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman, I'm not even a Jim Carrey fan, but that guy was born for that role.
Morning, my rural chum.
Mr. Dr. Robotnik, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to tell me where it is.
Wait, don't hurt him.
This is probably one of Carrey's best performances. In this movie, Dr. Eggman wants to control humanity with his machines, and Sonic is the force of power that he needs to control the world. Like I said, I've never been that much of a Jim Carrey fan. I've always thought his greatest performance was The Grinch, that's it. But he killed it as Dr. Robotnik, let me tell you.
Oh, give me a big fat threat!
He's menacing, he's evil, he's a genius. There's something about a villain that knows what they're doing that always makes them more badass and likable. And most of all, he's hilarious.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them.
He's awesome. Dr. Eggman is not one of those villains that is sitting in the shadows planning his evil schemes. No, he is very much out there. He's extra, dramatic, over the top, and just insanely genius.
I'm going to own the world when I'm finished with Sonic!
I mean, come on. Who's better to play that guy other than Jim Carrey?
Listen, pal, I don't know if you realize
I'm sorry, Major. What was your name?
Benny. Nobody cares.
In some ways, there were things about the movie that reminded me of the cartoon I used to watch called Sonic X on Kids WB. And any movie that can make you reminisce about your childhood is a good movie. Paramount really gave it their best. They came out with the terrible design at first, and then they fixed it. They were really trying to create something special, and they did. The movie has pretty much everything you'd think of when you think about Sonic the Hedgehog, but at the same time, it's a whole reinvention of the character and his world. Ben Schwartz killed it as Sonic, Jim killed it as Eggman, and I will admit, at times James Marsden and Tika Sumpter kind of slowed the movie down a bit, and their comedic moments really weren't that funny, but they made sure that the main focus was Sonic. Like I said, the movie wasn't perfect, but I don't have hardly any complaints. Honestly, when the kids who see this movie grow up, they'll be talking about how the music like Speed Me Up and how Sonic himself makes them feel nostalgic and reminds them of a simpler time. The thought of that is both funny and kind of terrifying. But definitely, if you're a Sonic fan, you should definitely see it. It's really good. Thanks for watching, guys.